Hi everyone, in this video tutorial I'll be teaching you guys how to create a simple navigation bar in Adobe Flash Professional CS6. So let's go ahead and open up Adobe Flash. Let's click on ActionScript 3.0 and that'll bring up your canvas page. So in order to create our navigation bar, what we'll have to create is individual buttons that will compose of a navigation bar. And in order to do that, what we're going to want to do is click on the rectangle tool, go to fill color and select a gradient. You're going to want to create a small rectangle like so. Now once you've done that, go over to your right hand side and click on free transform tool, then click on your gradient transform tool. Once that's selected, click on your rectangle and just switch the gradient around like so. And you're going to want to space the gradient to give it that more professional look. Now once that's done and you're happy with your rectangle, we're going to change the symbol. So right click on your rectangle, go to convert to symbol, type in navigation button home. That's what we'll name our symbol as. Then as a type, you're going to want to scroll down and go to button. As registration, you're going to want to set it as center aligned, as so. And once that's done, click OK. So once you've created your button, you're going to want to go into it. As you can see, you'll be taken to your button editor. And if you look down into your timeline, you'll see this up, over, down and hit state. Basically what this represents is how your button will look like once it has been engaged with your mouse. For example, if you hover over it, it'll change color or it'll activate a graphic. Yeah. So basically once you've done that, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to convert your button into another symbol. So right click on your button, go to convert to symbol, and we'll name this symbol navigation movie home, and we'll have the type as movie clip. We'll set the registration to center aligned, and then once that's done, we'll click OK. And if you go to your libraries panel, you'll see that you'll have two assets in your panel. One's a button, one's a movie. Now once that's done, go over to your up state in your timeline, and now it's just a case of holding Alt and click and dragging that onto your hit state. We'll do the same with your up state to your over state as shown. Now once that's done, you're going to want to click on your overstate, then click on your button. We'll go to properties. Now in your properties panel, if you go down, you'll see this color effect. It'll have style below and it'll have a drop down menu. You're going to want to select brightness, and then let's make the brightness, we'll have the brightness as 30%. On your hit state, we'll do the same. We'll select brightness, then we'll select 64%. Once you've done that, we are going to want to rename our layer. So we'll rename it as navigation button home. Once that's done, we'll create another layer. So we'll right click, then go to insert layer. We'll rename this layer as text. Then we'll go over to a tools panel. We'll click on the text tool. We'll type in home and we'll change the color to a whitish color. Let's make that center aligned as so. Then once you've done that, we'll click on our up state in the text layer. Then we'll hold on Alt, click, hold and drag that onto the hit layer as shown. And once you've done that, if you test the movie, so if you go to Control, Test the Movie, then click on Test, if you engage the button with your mouse, you'll see it'll change color, as shown. Once you're happy with your button, we'll go back to our original canvas page, and we'll create 3 additional layers. So we'll right click, insert layer 3 times. Now we'll go over to our first layer and we'll rename that as Navigation Home. That'll be our first button. We'll rename our second layer Navigation Clients. We'll rename our third layer Navigation Services. And we'll rename our fourth layer Navigation Contact Us. Now once that's done, we will want to lock our first layer, so we'll want to lock Navigation Home, and then we're going to want to click on our second layer. Now once we've done that, we are going to want to select our button in our Libraries panel, right click on that, and we're going to want to click on Duplicate. Now once you've clicked on that, you'll see this duplicate symbol tab that pops up. We'll rename the symbol Navigation Button Clients. We'll click OK, and then as you can see, it created a new button which was named Navigation Button Clients. So once that's done, we'll hold and we'll drag that onto our canvas page as shown, and then once that's done, we'll go into our button and then we'll simply edit the text. We'll type in clients as shown. We'll go back to our original canvas page, and as you'll notice, you'll see there are now 2 buttons. One's home and one's clients. As you can see, we duplicated Navigation Button Home. If I were to click and drag that button home without duplicating it, and then if I were to modify it, it would modify both of the buttons, not just one single button. So you're going to want to duplicate your symbols in order to modify or edit them. Now that we have 2 buttons on our canvas page, we'll once again lock our navigation. We'll lock our previous layer, so we'll lock Navigation Clients. We'll then go into Navigation Services, and then we'll duplicate Navigation Button Clients. We'll rename that as Navigation Button Services, and we'll drag that onto our canvas page. I'll then go into the button editor, and then I'll edit the text. I'll type in clients. Sorry, I'll type in services. As shown, and then once I'm happy with that, I'll lock that layer, and then I'll go into my last layer. I'll duplicate Navigation Button Services one last time. I'll type in Contact Us, click OK, then I'll drag that onto the canvas page. Once again, going into the button editor and modifying the text. Now once that's done, as you can see, I have 4 buttons, home, client, services, and contact us, as that will compose of my navigation bar. What you can do now is you can unblock your layers, and if you go to Control, Test Movie, Test, you'll see that you'll have your navigation bar as shown, and if you hover over your buttons, you'll see that'll change color. That the buttons will change color. Now that you've created your navigation bar, what you are going to want to do now is you're going to want to match the canvas backdrop size to the size of your navigation bar. And one way you can do that is by going over to your properties panel and selecting one of your buttons. If you go to position and size, it'll show you your coordinates of your button. We won't worry about that now. Just take a look at your width and height section. If you noticed, the height won't change for our navigation bar, so we'll keep it at 30. And seeing that our navigation bar composes of 4 individual buttons, we'll just multiply 87.95 by 4. So I'll bring out my calculator and I'll multiply 87.95 by 4, which gives me 351.8. Now once I've got that, I'll click on Modify, click on Document. That'll bring up Document Settings. Now I'll just simply change the dimensions of my canvas page, 351.8, and I'll change the height to 30. Once I've done that, I'll click on OK. And as you can see, the canvas page has changed its dimensions to match the dimensions of my navigation bar. Now it's just a case of dragging my buttons onto the canvas page, like so. And there you have it. That's the simple navigation bar that has been created in Adobe Flash Professional CS6. If you go over to Control, Test Movie, then go to Test, you'll see that once I've engaged the buttons with my mouse, they change color.